Well, good morning, our beloveds. We're going to try an experiment today. Our another is plugging her ears so she cannot hear her voice outside of her, only within her, if that makes sense. The reverberations that vibrate through her body, specifically her brain and her head. Capacity. And what do we mean by capacity? Capacity is the ability to observe, to notice, and to explore something new and different. And that is what we will focus on today. How curious are you to explore your current perspectives? You all are so convinced that you are right that you will not look at or consider any new data points. The conspiracy theorists fit into the camp, and those who are 100% science-based are also in that camp. Whatever profession you have, you probably have particular experiences, therefore you believe that you know better than others. But if you don't allow other thoughts, ideas, concepts, novelty to come in, how do you expect humanity to evolve and adapt to new ways and new opportunities? Your inability to be gracious to new ideas, to new concepts, to what you call crazy. Those who historically were malaligned as being crazy or out there in quotes were actually the novelty-seeking individuals during that time. And they were willing to explore something that you're not. And that is okay because not everybody is wired to be an explorer. But our point is, even if you don't explore in the traditional sense, meaning that you find new land, new territory, new ideas, you can still be open to the concepts, to an early adopter when new innovation comes in, instead of being a late adopter. Humanity would be quicker at evolving and adapting to where it is meant to go if each of you, individually and collectively, would open up your minds, because you have more than one mind. You have a mind in your heart. You have your mind in your gut. You have a mind within each cell, within your DNA imprint. You have so many minds. And when you think it is only the thinky part within you, as our another likes to call it, you limit yourself. You don't trust the intuition that you get. You don't notice the neural pathways that are shutting down or being created because of your belief systems. When you have fear, you build more fear-based neural pathways. And when you are in a space and place of trust, you build more positive and healthy pathways. You can look at conspiracy theories and be curious about what kernel of truth lies within it, because it wouldn't have gotten to the size if there wasn't something that kind of substantiated a kernel of truth, but not believe it hook, line, and sinker. Find what logically aligns, what statistically can be validated, what scientifically somehow might make sense when you look at dark matter, the void, the blackness of humanity, the parts of you that you don't understand. And then just be curious and ask the universe to show you, where does truth lie? But find it within yourself, first of all, and not outside of yourself. There are so many conspiracy theorists that are fueling the fires of lament, and that is as bad as the side that refuses to grow at all. Find a reasonable and logical way of moving forward so that it is not a conspiracy theory, but probabilistically possible. There is a likelihood greater than 0, greater than 50%, greater than 75%, that there is something here to explore, and let's look at it deeply. There are many areas where this can be explored, And we shall not go there now because you all can each find your own area of interest. But delve in not to the conspiracy theorists who validate their own belief system, but look at those people who are independent, objective, who say, well, I looked at it and this doesn't make sense, but this other piece does. Maybe we need to do more research. Does that make sense? They're not self-validating their own belief system, which it gets you chasing after your own tail. Find those who are more curious, scientifically oriented, and curious about figuring out what is really going on. That, in our opinion, is what a progressive is. A progressive is somebody who looks at all of the data on the field and comes to a logical and reasonable conclusion after using an evidence-based methodology instead of, it could be, therefore it must be true. Don't find truth in conspiracy theories. Find the kernel of truth that perpetuates it. What is it within each human's mind that aligns with that? Figure out where the distrust comes from. Build upon that, and then figure out how to build trust in that area without validating or negating the actual conspiracy theory. Does that make sense? You all have just been blinded by science or religiosity or whatever belief system it is that you have. And instead of just putting all the pieces of the puzzle together so you can actually see what image will present itself, you use a looking glass to presume what it is without actually putting in the hard work. In order for humanity to really adapt and evolve, we will require some more critical thinking. Don't allow others to influence your belief system. They can maybe create a space of curiosity. Is there an element of truth to that? How true do I think it is? But don't limit yourself to one source. And it doesn't mean to throw everything out either. It means to be reasonable and probabilistically oriented. There's not as much conspiracy out there as you think, but there definitely are bad actors who are influencing the marketplace. Power, control, manipulation, and whatever other objective some individuals might have. They themselves might believe conspiracy theories and therefore perpetuate that without actually having done the hard work themselves. So if you wish to be an agent of change, be an agent of change. Don't follow the pack. Lead the pack with education, curiosity, kindness, and most importantly, collaboration. We need everybody to come to the table and to explore and share their theories so everybody's perspective is included in the ultimate solution. There's no more us versus them. It is simply us. There is no them. There never has been a them. It was a projection onto you to create division and separation. Now that you know you are all just human beings walking around in skin suits, believe that you are the solution. You are not waiting for a savior to save you. You, individually and collectively, are your saviors. So begin to behave in that manner. Stop acting like victims, powerless victims, and find your power within your voice and your expertise and bring that to the table. Offer it up with no expectation of compensation. Do it because you want humanity to survive. Are you willing to do it if you don't get paid a dime? Many of you will walk away because it's like, I deserve to be compensated. But what if humanity dies because everybody has that mindset? Just think about it differently. How are you willing to show up as part of the solution without ever expecting anything in return? Be a politician, if you will. a grassroots politician, someone who believes that your voice, your experience, your skill set, and your desire matter. And then just become that agent of change. And don't worry about when it's going to happen. And you're going to get your kudos for doing such a great job. Maybe you'll never get it. Maybe just be a silent participant by donating money to those causes if you don't have the ability to speak up, but you have the money to fund it. The grassroots movement. Figure out how you fit in as a piece of the puzzle. And then most importantly, what will be imprinted on that puzzle piece? Will it be light? Will it be dark? Will it be positivity, negativity? How is it that you propose to change the course of humanity going forward? And that is your mission. And so it is. Namaste.